Luis with Louisiana Gridiron Football. Today I'm joined with head coach Ross Akpan as well as the defensive coordinator Donald Washington with the Bayou Prep Gators. So tell me a little bit about the Bayou Prep Gators. What do you guys do and what are y'all all about?
We are a postgraduate football team, giving all the kids in our state and other states a second option as to where they can play and get to the next level of playing college football.
Okay. And who do you guys play? What types of teams and where do y'all go for games?
We play other teams that are post-grad teams like ourselves, as well as we play Division III colleges, NAIA colleges, and junior colleges, giving our student athletes the opportunity to play in front of the college coaches, giving them re-recruited so they can prove they belong playing on the next level.
So how do football players become a part of a post-grad program rather than going to a junior college or a four-year program?
Well, most of your athletes that come to our program, they have been under-recruited. So, obviously they've been looked over. Some of them that have been recruited, they get in a situation where they're in a little academic rut. So instead of forcing themselves, to go into a junior college, they reach out to us or we contact them and get them a part of our program, and that's where we get them lined up academically, try to get them back on track, at the same time conserve their eligibility as much as we can.
Do they actually do any college courses or get any college credit?
Yes, they do. They'll be lined up based off of their transcript. So once we get their transcripts, we will line them up with their advisors, and they will, according to which transcript, every person will have their own individual situation. So once they get that transcript, they can kind of tell them exactly what route, what courses they need to go to get back on track. And from there on, their focus is in the classroom and also playing the season.
Okay. Are these programs all across the United States or just in this state, or how many of these programs exist?
These programs are actually all across the United States. It's just that Louisiana, we're really just now picking up on it. It's been going on for years, actually, even into the mid-'50s. And a lot of actual NFL stars went this route to get to college and get to the pro. Eddie George from the Tennessee Titans, Antonio Brown from the Pittsburgh Steelers, J.J. Watt, just recently, Cardell Jones that played at Ohio State and played for the Buffalo Bills, Michael Thomas from the New Orleans Saints did a post-grad year. So it's something that's actually was very common. It's just that in the southern states we weren't doing it as much, and now we've caught on. This is just another opportunity to get our kids to the next level.
So does playing with post-grad programs, does it affect their year eligibility for what, 4-year, or how does that work?
Great question. How it works is basically they're set up that the way they're set up with school, we set up so that these years that they're with us with the post-grad program, their eligibility clock does not start. Now, in some instances it will, just depending on what we see in those transcripts that particular student athlete needs. But this is an opportunity for a kid to say, okay, instead of going to a junior college where I have to give them 2 years of my eligibility and I have to get an AA, an associate's degree, to be able to transfer Division I, Division II program, I can go to a post-grad program, fix whatever the issue was with my grades or my ACT, and I can be on a 4-year university's campus in 6 months and still have all of my eligibility intact.
So how long does the program run, or is it just up to each individual player?
Up to each individual player. We figure out what their educational track is going to be beforehand, what's going to be the way to get them from here to there. So each player's is different. Of course, some people fall in one bucket, some people fall in another. But the whole point of the program is getting them to a 4-year program with as much as their eligibility as possible left over. Because the 4-year programs are now falling in love with the post-grad opportunity, because now I get a kid who has all their eligibility, and I get to keep them rather than getting a JUCO kid who has 2 years.
Okay. So would you say for you guys or for other post-grad programs, it's not about the wins and losses as much as getting those guys prepared for the 4-year route ahead of them and possibly pursuing that career?
No, definitely. That's we can always tell parents in my recruiting process, we can have a undefeated season. If we don't get one kid in the school, then we haven't been successful as a program. So that's what we strive on. That's our goal. That's our vision, to get these guys in the school. And the best thing is having them have a scholarship and not have to pay for school. That's the goal.
The name of the game is free school. That's it.
So you mentioned recruiting a little bit. Tell me about you guys and just post-grad recruiting process overall, and if y'all do recruit from out of state?
Recruiting is crazy. It's crazy because having been in the prep world, we do everything we can as far as being creative, using our imaginary minds, huddle. We use different things such as, this good Louisiana gridiron football. We do a lot of different things that we can, do to get that edge and get us ahead of other, competitors when it comes to recruiting. So I could probably sit here for a good hour and discuss different things that we do as far as recruiting, but it's fun.
So y'all do pull guys from out of state, or just in
yeah,
state?
definitely out of state. I think this upcoming season, our furthest would probably be New York. I think New York is probably our furthest so far. So
Okay.
we're still reaching. So as far as we can reach up, we're gonna keep on going.
So tell me about how funding works for you guys.
Well, we're a 501c3, we're a nonprofit organization, and it's a beautiful thing for us, the way we look at it as coaches and being part of this program. We do everything based on donation, and we get out with the kids, do different fundraisers, different drives, things like that. It's a twofold thing. We're raising the money we need to operate and to have our football season. It's also teaching these guys accountability, and it's teaching them how to do something. We're trying to give them another skill. We understand that everybody's not going to go to the NFL and things like that, so you have to also have other things that you're able to do and understand. You got high school guys who now understand, okay, to have a football season, it costs this. Each player costs this, and now they know, well, this is what has to happen. So now they take that into their regular daily life and understanding of how to pay their rent, how to balance their checkbook, paying monthly bills, those type of things like that. How to cook. Yes, because a lot of them will live on Hot Pockets and nacho chips if you let them. So we kind of do these things, and it's, like I said, double-edged sword as far as bringing in the funding we need to operate, and it also helps them understand some things. Being that we are a 501c3, we don't get any state funding. We don't get any, we're not a high school, so we don't get anything from the school. There's no budget that we're going to get from anybody. There's no blank check we get to write. We have to go out and go find the dollars to help these kids to make it happen. And we involve them because, like I say, we're a family. We do everything as a family, and it really works that way. So we make it happen.
So you guys really help ingrain in their brains how community outreach and just holding yourself accountable can really make you a better guy on and off the field, really.
On and off the field, yeah. We pride ourselves in the fact that, we, in the last 2 years, we sent a lot of kids to school. We're even prouder of the guys who decided that, maybe it wasn't for me anymore, football's over with, but I'm still going to college. I got a job here. I'm doing that. That's a big part of when we look at how successful we were in a year. That's our success rate right there. How many guys went to school? How many guys are still going to college? How many guys have decided to make something of themselves that, honestly, this is an opportunity, this is a second chance. They might not have done this without this program.
Is this the only post-grad program in Louisiana?
There are a couple other post-grad programs in Louisiana, yes. A couple of them that we do play and are actually in the National Post-Grad Conference with us.
When did Bayou Prep Gators first get started?
Bayou Prep first got started in 2017.
And have you guys been with it from the beginning?
We started it. We were
great.
two of the three founding fathers of Bayou Prep. So yeah.
So looking back, since you said 2017, right? What do you think has been most improved, or what have y'all been able to compare from then to now and really say that you've accomplished something?
Well, every year is a learning experience for us. So certain things that we do, we may see could do better next year. For instance, the way that we structure our programs, we made sometimes last year we were a little too light on them. We want that structure. We don't want to give them as much wiggle room as we did, because when they go to the next level, they won't get that much wiggle room. So just us having a passion for the young guys and, coming in, we kind of had our heart involved a little more than what we wanted. But this upcoming season, we know now, okay, it's a little more structured. If you're late, you're late. There's consequences. There is no second chance. If we have to punish you now, because now the next guy's going to come, he's going to be late. We got to give him a pass because we gave you a pass. So now we're just tightening up, fine-tuning this thing. Like we said, that we are still, growing, not only as a program, but, as coaches. So, through and through, every year is going to be a better year.
We'll be right back after this commercial break.
In Louisiana, football is year-round. At Louisiana Gridiron Football, we're more than just a magazine. Our mission is simple: bring you the inside scoop on the teams that matter most to you. Go to LouisianaGridironFootball.com and subscribe today.
So what are the age range of the guys that you have on the team right now?
The age range is, of course, you have high school seniors going into a college freshman. As old as, our conference age limit is 22 before August 1st. So technically it'd be a 21-year-old guy. We know that obviously a couple things come into play, especially in some of our states. You might have a guy who graduated high school when he was 19. You might have a guy who something happened between graduation of my senior year and me going to go play football or whatever in my freshman year. Things happen. And this is why this program is in place, so that those guys get that second chance. Some of us need a second and third chance, and this is why we're here. So that's why we kind of have a little bit of a range in the ages of guys, because we also know a lot of the college coaches we deal with at different levels, they have opportunities for those guys. So if we don't reach out, who is? You know what I mean?
How many guys do you have on your team?
We keep a active roster of 70.
About 70 to 80, man.
Yeah.
And we keep our recruiting open as long as we can, because due to the structure that we discussed, some of them tend to fall off. Structure is just not for them. You have some that run into family issues. It's a lot of different reasons why that number 80, 70 can drop down to 50. So
life happens.
That's right.
That's true.
And so we definitely try to continue to keep our recruitment open as long as possible and try to keep that at least 55, 60 man roster.
And things happen. We fall into what always seems to happen every year. We have a couple guys who they may have signed with a 4-year institution, but for whatever reason, they ended up not going. Whether it could have been they signed with a 4-year school, but they were waiting on a score and they didn't get it, or they signed with a 4-year school and they had to come with a large out-of-pocket expense and they can't. Their family can't afford it, so they're like, man, I don't want to just sit on my hands. So they come and, we make them a part of our family as well. So like you said, the recruiting is constantly moving until up until the point we have to shut down the roster for the year. So we usually end up over that 55 mark, even after, the whip cracker over there gets rid of it.
So you would say your goal is about between 70 and 80?
Our goal, when we go out to a season, before the season, our goal is to sign 70 to 80 kids, so that we can get to the numbers that we want when we're actually fall, when the helmets are on.
About how many go to the next level, where it's JUCO, regular college, or even the pro?
Right now, our success rate is around 60%, which is actually really, really high. It's actually higher than a lot of junior colleges are right now, from getting a kid from junior college to college. And like I say, we're proud of that success rate. We're also proud of the rate of kids that leave the program and they're still in college or doing something productive with their life. But that 60% is the big W for us, because the proof is always in the pudding. Kids who are looking into the aspect or prospect of doing this, they want to know, did anybody else do it? They can look on Twitter, they can look on those things. That guy played at Bayou Prep. He's at this college. He's at this school. He's at that school. So they know, they're really helping kids get to school.
Do you think 4-year coaches really look at post-grad programs and see the progress that they've made and how that they can grab valuable players from those programs?
Yes. I'm actually talking with a lot, because it comes with the process, having relationships with coaches and recruiters on all different levels. We are more of what they would prefer, because that eligibility is what's important. When it comes to these major colleges, they want eligibility. They want a guy that they can have for 3-4 years, versus a junior college guy who would, he's burned 2 in junior college. So that eligibility, I don't have him as long. I'm going to burn 1 just to get acclimated to our offense or defense. That leaves me with 1 left. Lord forbid someone is in front of me that has, NFL talent, I might not even touch the field,
Right.
So someone that can come into their program, that can groom for that year and still have 3 years of eligibility. They do have that NFL talent in front of them. I still have 2 years that I can get productivity out of him. So to answer your question, from talking to different coaches and scouts, they're definitely interested. Yes, definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
It also helps in saving from what they call burnt eligibility. You get a lot of kids who are in the situation where maybe they didn't have the grades, or maybe they came from a school where they didn't get a lot of attention, so they decided to go to the 4-year university as a walk-on. Well, they go as a walk-on, and because they're there as a walk-on, well, they don't have a spot for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's a good football player. He might make it, but we don't have a spot for him. So now you got to kind of hold up. Well, sometimes they'll pick him up and say, well, we don't have a spot for you, but we'll make you a scout or something of that nature. Well, you're just burning a year of eligibility, and now the clock is running. So what happens is the clock is running. Your next year, when you're trying to make the team, they've recruited guys for this next year too as well. So they end up again kind of fall into the back of the shuffle, and by the time they realize, something's really not going to work out for me here or whatever, they burnt 2 years of their eligibility, and now the coach is looking like, yeah, I do want to deal with you, but now you only have 2 years that I can deal with you. So this saves a lot of the 4 years too. So they're thinking, hey, this is going to save me that guy's eligibility that I do really like. We can help him out, go here. He can be playing football, learning to be a college football player, getting bigger, stronger, faster, everything he needs. Then he can actually come to me maybe that next spring ready to go, and he's ready to go play football. And he also has better grades. He understands he'll be a college football player. It's a big deal right now.
So this program really gives those guys a chance to build their confidence and become the best players they can be. That way when they do have that 4 years of eligibility, they're already prepared for it.
Correct.
Would you say?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And I know we talked about recruiting, where is the main place you get your players from? Like overall, like what types of situations are you looking at?
I would say our main place would be the places that catch on the quickest, I guess, because we reach out. It's like fishing. And we're just casting and casting and casting, and wherever it gets hot at, that's where we gravitate to there, and we'll try to grow from that area. So it's really, I can't say every year is different. Last year was Arkansas. Arkansas was a gold mine. We had a lot of Arkansas interest last year. This year is kind of scattered. It's kind of hard to say this year, and we've reached out our database a lot wider this year. So
not just the database, but we've received, as far as received applications for kids that are just trying to be part of the team. I think last year we probably received around 200 some odd applications.
Oh, wow.
This year we received about 700 some odd applications.
And you only take about 70 to 80 of them.
Exactly. So that's just nationwide from kids who are interested in the program, trying to see about how they can become a part of the program. So it definitely runs.
Now that 7 drops down real fast. It's certain things that comes with the territory.
Right.
You have to understand also you have high school coaches, college coaches, parents that know nothing about football.
Trainers.
It's a lot of different people that can tug these 700, off of, coming to Bayou Prep. So it definitely falls off. We're definitely we're still growing as a family also. So just that alone gets doubt. I'm going to submit my application, but I'm not sure. You've only been in existence for a couple of years. So, there's certain things. I'll use this for, a security blanket. Yeah, this is my backup plan in case it doesn't work.
It happens, and it's just like anything else. I'm to make sure I have something to fall back on, and I'm actively still researching to see if something else is out there. But what they don't realize is once you become a part of this family, the day you sign up as far as your Bayou Prep Gator, we're actively searching for your next home for you. So it works that way for them.
So with the pulling of the applications, do you guys mainly focus on the football or the athletics or just a combination? Or what do you guys really look for to separate the top 80 from the 700?
We're looking for the want to. We're looking for those guys that really, really want it. What happens, and it's in football and recruiting and anything in life, you have people that say they want it, you have people that really want it. You're going to have a lot of coaches, he runs our recruiting, of course I help him, and you have guys that call all day and all night, Coach, I'm ready, just offer me coaching, I'm going to do everything, and I'm going to do this, and really and truly it's just, because they say they want it, and they see that it's available to them. Then you have that other guy who's like, Coach, I'm coming, and whatever you need, past what you say, I'm going to do it. So we really dive in and really do a lot of work into figuring out, does this kid really, really want what the opportunity we're offering him? Because we go leaps and bounds. Once you jump in with us, we're going to dive in for you. So we go leaps and bounds ahead of what anybody else is going to do to get you to the next level. So we just be trying to make sure that the kids and the student athletes that we're bringing in are going to do the same thing for us. And of course, you got the numbers dwindle down by themselves a lot of times as far as who's really going to do this and where they're going. And you have kids who, they're all the way in and Then at the last minute, they do get a college opportunity of some time. Great, that's what we want. The whole point of the program was for you to be able to go to a four-year university. But everybody doesn't go, and we understand that. So we really, really work hard to look at a kid and say, okay, outside of everything, could we get this kid in school playing football? It's not just about having 80 men on the roster. We really want to make sure we're getting kids that we can help. And we really want to be very transparent, black and white, in that on what we can do to help them and what is their goals and what we believe is going to be what's available to them.
And to piggyback on that, another thing, like actually having guys that are recruitable guys. Size is a factor. Definitely want somebody that can get the attention of these colleges. So, that goes back to the want. If your body looks like you've been putting in work, definitely you want something out of this equation. And the academics, that's real important. If you're already a qualifier, it makes it easier for us. It's like a plug and play then. You're already qualified. All you just need is a little more exposure. The right phone calls, lining up the right situation for you, and you can possibly have that scholarship. You just were overlooked, so we're going to groom you for a semester, groom you for these 6 months, and we'll put you back on recruitment. You're already qualified. It's a perfect situation for you. So it's different things, but those are the two that's for me. Everybody, has their own thing as far as recruitment.
What is the most rewarding thing for you guys to see as coaches?
Wow.
I know mine's easy. The most rewarding thing is when I'm looking on Twitter, and because we're on it constantly, because we're talking to other players and bringing new players, and I see one of my guys at spring football in his uniform at the 4-year. When I see them doing that next thing, taking that next level step, and even when I see one of my guys took a picture on Twitter is at his job, it really does something for me and let me know that I did something to help him move forward. And I just get excited. Like he had to tell me that, spring football just left. He's like, you can't travel to every college in the country and go watch these kids at their spring game like they're yours. But that just excites me just to see it, because I know we had a part to play in helping them get to that point of that goal, that dream they had. That's the big one for me.
Some of these guys have no one that believed in them coming into our program. And just that alone fuels, I think every coach on this staff. So to see someone where the odds are stacked against them and they still have that will to want to play, and to see them achieve their goals and get to go to college, that speaks volumes. On top of that, this program, it's a lot of doubt. It's a lot of, you get a lot of people that don't have good things to say because they're not familiar with it. You still have to prove yourself day in and day out as a program. So for every guy that we've changed their lives, it makes us feel good, but it also has the doubters to the point where, okay, now maybe they can trust in us a little more and help us turn this whole situation around. Because that's what it's all about, getting the support from the whole, from the communities all around. So that's what makes me feel good, seeing a guy that had nothing, morale's down, confidence level shot, and he starts to pick it up, and he's a whole changed young man once he leaves this program. So,
what is you guys' mission statement?
Our mission statement is we are the real second chance. We're the opportunity for an opportunity. And no knock against anybody else that might do this or any junior college or anything like that, but we really are the family who's going to do what we have to do for our family members to help them succeed and go forward. Now, our guys who are signed with us and deal with us, we really deal with each other in that way. They know that we're going to go to bat for them 100% of the time. They go to bat with us. We always say, I'm going to fight with who comes to fight with me. So as far as the mission going forward, our mission is to keep seeing these guys move forward. That these guys are. They're showing it in what they're doing. They're playing college football. They're working jobs. We got a kid that's about to coach, going to go coach football because that's what he wanted to do. And, it shines every time. So we always know every day, every way, we're going to keep moving forward. That's all we do. That's all we know. Doesn't matter what happened in the past. Doesn't matter why you're here. Move forward every day.
Once again, this is Day Louise with Louisiana Gridiron Football, here with Coach Ross Akpan and Coach Donald Washington with Bayou Prep Gators.
Hey, please subscribe to Louisiana Gridiron Football Magazine.
It's a must-have. It's a must-have. If you haven't, I guarantee you will not be disappointed. I know I'm not.
At all.
Thanks.